Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, aka man of the people, because I love working for you guys and getting questions answered for you all. Today's major topic: Sam Darnold has been listed, deemed to be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers as they take on the New Orleans Saints this Sunday in New Orleans. So before we get a chance to talk about it, let me go ahead and play this promo for you.
The most Carolina Panther players one-on-one that doesn't work for the organization. Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think.
Sam Darnold will be your starting quarterback this week versus the New Orleans Saints. Coach didn't give any glaring reasons for why Sam over Cam. Of course, we can all speculate that Sam has this huge contract and they want to see what all they can get out of him so that they can help decide what they want to do in the offseason. Now, when Coach was talking about will we see Cam or will we not? Will Cam come in on third and short, fourth and short? Will come in on red zone? They don't know if that's going to happen or not. So with that, I believe Coach is doing what he's done all season long, which is try to keep the game plan details not out there so that he can try to have some advantage against his opponent. I know we can all say that's not worked this year because we're in the middle of a 5-game losing streak, but hey, you still go out there each week and you try to do what you can to win. Now, currently the Carolina Panthers is dealing with a COVID situation, so before I go into much further detail, let me go ahead and go over a few transactions that have taken place in terms of that COVID list and the injury update for you guys. So let's go over that COVID list first. We have linebacker Haason Reddick placed on the COVID list. So yeah, that now means Brian Burns, Haason Reddick, a lot of key people on the defensive line that have been placed on that COVID list this week. Quarterback PJ Walker has been placed on that list, which is ironic, right? Because they're not going to purposely isolate Cam and Sam, but they did last week with PJ Walker, saying, stay away. We want to keep you as an emergency. And PJ Walker goes and gets COVID. So to me, hey, everybody have your own thoughts, but Chris Jenkins, I'm telling you, I'm being very, very precautious about this COVID thing. I feel like it's flaring up just like it did when we first got it. So yeah, we're likely not to have any media, that is, during the week. We used to could be near the players, so to say, in the conference room, being able to ask them questions in person. Wasn't able to last week, wasn't able to this week. I don't foresee us being able to do that, just as precautions for everybody. And I'm cool with that because I don't want to get COVID, and it seems to be spreading like wildfire right now. But PJ Walker has gotten it. They're not going to separate Cam and Sam. In terms of quarterbacks, could they be looking at bringing Matt Barkley back to be that emergency type situation, somebody that could be familiar with the offense? So can't speak to Matt Barkley's situation specifically because Matt has to clear waivers, but he said they're just going to be open to anything at this point because of the fact that you just don't know how much COVID could impact this team right now. And furthermore, with that COVID spread, different protocols. I'm not going to go all into the details of the protocols, except letting you know that guys that were diagnosed on Monday with COVID with the new protocols could be available to us on Sunday. If they got since then yeah, you can pretty much count them out for this week, pretty much. And also with that, they couldn't practice against each other as far as offense and defense, even, kind of doing scout team. They really had to practice just offense and then just practice defense. So maybe they went up against a few dummies or a few guys holding some pass to help them run that, but they couldn't do that team versus team. As we, the Carolina Panthers, continue to deal with this COVID situation. And let's go over the injury report as well, because we got some news on the injury front. And then I'm going to touch on some of the questions that I see coming through. And thanks so much for dealing with that, me cutting off the mic. Going over this injury report, tackle Cameron Irving, he did not practice today with a calf. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore did not practice with a groin. So in terms of Stephon, he had some injuries before he came to the Panthers. They brought him along slowly, just trying to be precautious and getting him to be healthy to play for us. Coach says that it's on the table that Stephon could be on IR this year with this latest injury, but he's not knowing yet, just waiting for a few other things to materialize to see. My feeling is that you're going to continue to be cautious with Stephon because you want to also, you're probably considering keeping him next season. You got some things to do with re-signing some players, and just want to be cautious and don't want the guy to feel like you're not trying to look out for his best interest. And honestly, we're not making the playoffs this season, so I think that should play into the role of if Stephon needs to break, if he's not doing too well in terms of that growing, just go ahead and let him sit out for the rest of the season. We also have safety Kenny Robinson did not practice due to an illness. We also have safety Justin Burris with a groin injury. He was limited in practice. And then we also had linebacker Jermaine Carter. He was limited in practice as well with a groin injury. Now I'm going to try to touch on a few of the comments that are coming through. So thank everybody for being patient to wait for me to get to your comments. All righty, let's see what we got going on. Omar says he's fine with letting Sam get demolished these last 2 weeks. All right. What's up, Ali? Always sign on. Appreciate you correctly. And yes, I get the name right. Glad that I've been getting the name right. I wasn't too sure if I was doing a good job of getting that name correct. And then wants to know, how do I feel about Sam Darnold starting? How do I feel? Let me leave this up here while I answer this question of Sam Darnold starting. I'm thinking, sometimes I feel like I know the answer, and then you guys ask me, and then I have to think about it because I have different feelings. Sam did okay last week when he came out to play, so I'm okay with it. Overall, I'm mostly cheering for the offseason to get here to see what kind of things we really start to do to put this team in a position to win long term. And just right now, for me personally, on a week-to-week basis, I don't get too high or low about things that are happening because I feel like, again, I'm just waiting for the season to be over so that we can do bigger things to really put ourselves in a position. But based on how Sam did last week when he came out there, he hit shy for a big gain, didn't have any interceptions, and I'm okay with it. Now, if you want to ask the bigger questions of how do I feel about Sam starting next year, then I'm not as excited about that because I feel like, and I'm going to jump ahead of myself a little bit, but we got a chance to speak with Sam today as well about, the season, his time away and going forward. And one question was asked about Sam and, improving during that time off. And he said things that I've heard before. So when I hear quarterbacks in particular say things that I've heard before, and I've seen them mess up several times with what they're dealing with, then I become less confident in that quarterback. So PJ Walker talked about when he was struggling throwing interceptions and the struggle that he has in terms of going for that long ball and knowing that he has to fix that. And he seemed really sincere and genuine about it. I'm sure he was, but it wasn't something that he was able to go and fix. He still had troubles after me seeing him in person make those comments and seeing him then in person go out and make those mistakes. I'm like, sometimes, unfortunately, we know what we need to do, and we can't do it. And so it's just unfortunate. I think P.J. Walker falls into that category. And for Sam Darnold, I feel like Sam Darnold falls into that category of, yeah, you know what you need to do. You've seen it, you realize it, but then you're not able to make significant strides to change that behavior. And I feel like Sam's in that, you know. I didn't follow him closely before he came to Carolina from New York, but I know that he did have some problems in New York. Seeing him do well when he first came out in Carolina and then just bad game, atrocious game, bad game, then I feel like we could still be riding that roller coaster with Sam. We could still see him play good this Sunday versus the Saints, and then come back in last game versus the Bucks and be atrocious. So I would like to have a quarterback that I feel like will be more consistent and not with such big up and downs. Long answer, but there's my answer. Why bring in Cam and start Sam Darnold? Keep mixing up the rhythm, losing hella chemistry. Yeah, Kel, appreciate that comment. I've said that I believe that Matt Rhule is just caught in a rock and a hard place of making some decisions that haven't worked out too well, and now he just has to do the best of pick your poison. And so that's what we have. And yeah, a lot of it's not ideal, but you find a way to just get through this season with the minimal damage as possible. So yeah, he said, and morale. Lindsay says, sorry, but doesn't like Matt Rhule. Sam will need backup on our bench. You know he'll start Dennis Daly left tackle and move Brady Christensen left guard. Appreciate your comments. Even if I have to skip over some of the words that you say for family friendliness, I still appreciate everybody that logs in and interacts with me. Taylor's not surprised, but it's probably the best thing. Bring Cam in on short yardage situation, but not have Sam take most reps. Still not going to save us. We're going to get destroyed. Yeah, I do hope. That we see some more Cam in the game. And again, I can't really say I feel like Sam is a big upgrade over Cam. You know, they're still both. I feel like all three of our quarterbacks are turnover prone. But like you, Taylor, just hoping for making the most of what we have to get through the rest of the season. And that's what I hope. All right. I'm going to send this to you, Anthony. I usually don't go live except on Mondays in terms of inviting people on here. But you know what? If you want to come on, state your question or your comment. I am now posting it in the comments. So, Anthony, you can come on if you would like to. All right. So, as we wait to see if Anthony's going to join us on the broadcast, which he's welcome to do, I think I want to talk about one of the things I mentioned the other day to everyone, which is considering the state of the team, that we're absolutely not going to make the playoffs, and consider how upset fans are. Would you feel better if you saw Matt Rhule trying out some of the younger guys to evaluate some other talent? And if we lost, would you feel better that, hey, at least we're trying some new guys and we're trying some different evaluations? And you all said yes. If you at least put in some new guys and try to evaluate some other stuff, and we're losing, I would still feel better. So today, I asked Matt Rhule the question. I asked him this question similar about 2 weeks ago. But I asked him again today, saying, hey, considering that your team is absolutely out of the playoffs, I know it's a little bit difficult because of COVID, are you going to want to try the younger guys that maybe haven't got too many snaps to evaluate them for the future? And I am going to go ahead and play that for you. Hey, Anthony, I still don't see your video. I just see you in blankness. But let me go ahead and play this clip for everybody.
Try to win, but if we had a chance to, we would. I think at the time I said, if we would always try to win, but if we had a chance to, we would. I think just the injuries, the amount of guys that are on IR right now, we've had a chance to see. Christian goes down, you have a chance to get Chuba up as the starter again. Amir takes a bigger role. Reggie's now playing. Reggie Bonifon's off the practice squad. Last week, Sullivan got a chance to get in the game. Obviously, Shai had a chance to play more. Terrace had a third down catch. Brady Christensen started at left tackle, versus Shaq Barrett. So I think we've been able to get a lot of guys, unfortunately because of injuries, we've been able to get a lot of guys a lot more reps, which is good for them in terms of seeing, hey, where they are, and it's good for us in terms of evaluating where guys potentially could be. Last week with COVID, and then this week with COVID, that even more guys are going to be ready to play. So I don't know what the exact number is. Bruce might know it, but we had several guys who played their first snaps for us, of the year last week, and I would foresee that a lot of those same guys, Madre, Harper, like I said, Sullivan, C.J. Saunders. I'd see a lot of those guys playing again this week.
All right, so there was Coach Rhule directly answering my question on behalf of you guys. So I have to continue to earn the name man of the people, asking him about playing some of the guys that haven't got that many snaps this year. And basically sounds like that's on the table, and certainly is being assisted by the IR and the COVID list. Let me get to you guys this information. I see a few people have gone to join, but I'm not seeing your faces. So I see C-Dog trying to join the chat and Anthony. So maybe this is just a blip on my computer or something, so I'll try it. But before I get into that, and if anybody else wants to join to ask a question or vent, go ahead and click on that link that I posted a second ago. If you don't see it, just scroll up. You'll see the last link from Charlotte Vibe, which just allows you to join the video. But furthermore, guys that were played last week and got their first snaps, I was able to get that information. And that would have been Mardre Harper. He was able to get his first snaps of the season last week. We also would have had C.J. Saunders. He was able to get his first snaps of the season last week. And then we had Stephon Sullivan. That's another player. So you had three guys that were able to get their first snaps of the season last week. And look for those guys getting some more snaps and maybe some increased snaps. I know Shi Smith, again, a little plug, check out my one-on-one interview that I did with him earlier this season. He was able to get some good reps. I'm trying to look and see if I can quickly find the reps that he had. Shi Smith, 21% of the reps. He had 15 on offense, 4 on special teams. Coach is really trying to get Shi Smith comfortable with doing some punt returns because he feels like he's an explosive guy and can get him on doing that. Terrace Marshall, he had a dip in snaps the week before. I think it was somewhere in the teens. This week he was able to get 60% of the snaps. Terrace Marshall Jr. was wide receiver, so that's a good thing. So it does seem like, and again, it may be aided by COVID and IR, that Coach Rhule is giving the younger players that haven't had that many snaps an opportunity to play more. And let's see about Yetur, because I know Yetur, 63% of the snaps last week. Yetur had 42 snaps on defense last week. So there's some progress there. I hope you guys appreciate all the texting that I had to do to get. I won't show you because then you'll know who I'm talking to. I can't do that, but trying to get the information for you all to continue to be of good service. All right, so Anthony, I'm going to try to bring you on. I don't see that I have your video, but I'm just going to try this and see what happens. And you went away. All right, C-Dog, let me see if I can bring you on. And yeah, it does not seem to be working for you guys. So I'm going to have to remove you. So I'm going to post this one more time. I like to be the man of the people, like to interact. I'm about to post the link, and if you want to come on the show, state a question or vent, then feel free to do so. I have just now posted the link. Once again, you'll see Charlotte Vibe. That's the one who posted that link so that you all could join me and discuss here. Never heard that. What's up, Selsky? Fantastic, talking about the challenges of being a Carolina Panthers fan. Yeah, it is definitely challenging. Ooh, fantastic. Our only shining knight may no longer be with us after this season. And once again, we go back to irrelevancy, a term made very, very popular by Coach Ron Rivera. I'll let you guys read this. Again, I won't discriminate. I want us to keep the profanity down, but you know, family friendly. My kids watch the show. Just still going through these messages here to see if there's anything else. What's up, C? Appreciate you logging in as always to chat with us today. Rhule is not a good coach, but I understand the argument that it's still early to say he's a bad coach. Locked Maine. Is Lauren injured? No, Lauren is not injured. So, for those of you who do not know, Lauren has COVID. So she has not been with us for almost a week now. She misses everybody, and she will come on as soon as possible to reunite with everybody, including myself and you guys. So I'm curious, man, why nobody's able to join. I don't know if I have some technical difficulties that's preventing you guys from joining, but everybody that's trying to join on to the show to ask questions, I'm not able to see your video, which means I can't bring you on because there will not be any video. Let me continue to go through these questions. If you think just a QB fixes this, please be quiet while adults discuss. I don't know if I missed something going on there in the chats, but yeah, this is a team, especially on the offensive side, where there's just not one position that is the issue. You get a new quarterback and you don't have the line fixed, you're still going to have the same problem. You get a new line, but you still have quarterbacks throwing 50-50 balls to the other team, your problem is still not fixed. You get a new quarterback, you get a new offensive line, but we're still coming out in the second half putting up 0 points, then it doesn't matter. I mean, we didn't put up any points at all in the third and fourth quarters of this game, so that was pretty bad. What's up, Kent Sullivan? Appreciate you tuning in. You tuning in. Just read through some more of the comments here. Hold on 1 second. Chat probably, I guess. So again, to Anthony and C-Dog who tried to join the broadcast, I never saw your video once you came in. I couldn't even, I can't hear you until I bring you in. And I'm not going to go to bring you in to the video until I can see your video, if all that makes any sense. So if you all want to try to come back on again before I get off of here, I'll certainly go to bring you on. PJ should not be on the team. Darnold is trash, so says Karatos 997. Appreciate you asking Coach Rhule my question about evaluating the rookies at this point. No problem, no problem. I thought that was my question, but hey, it could have been both of our questions, or it could have been my question that was brought on by your question. Who knows? But nevertheless, I'm glad I could help you out. C-Dog, you got me scared to bring you on, C-Dog, with the way that if you come on, you gotta not curse. You gotta not curse. So all right, so I'm gonna try this one time here. I don't see video for either one of you guys, but Anthony, I'm about to hit the button and see if you can come on. I hit the button. As you guys saw, the screen has just shrunk to allow for him to come on, but I don't see you. So Anthony, I'm going to click you off and see what happens with Sea-Dog. Sea-Dog. Let's see. 1 second. Sea-Dog. Trying to add you. And don't see that it's working. So we might have to just not try that this week, and I'll talk to my support team to see what exactly is going on, because I really want the show to be interactive, and it's not if you guys can't hit the button and come on. So I apologize about that. A funny comment there. You guys still experiencing some audio problems? Locke said if we didn't bring Cam back, you wouldn't hear all this Rhule BS so loud. Kratos, it's his job to get these players and the team ready to go. The results are a direct reflection on him. Appreciate the compliment, Marcus78. Appreciate it very much. All right, so for the most part, looks like I got through everybody's comments. So, hey, that'll be it for now. And I'll be back at this tomorrow, keeping you up to date about the Carolina Panthers. Hopefully the COVID list will not grow, but just being honest with the current state of that virus in the world, it may go. So I'll continue to bring you those updates on any players that we have that ends up with COVID, as well as any transactions that we may have in terms of trying to deal with the COVID situation that's happening right now. Tomorrow we get to talk to the offensive and defensive coordinators for the team, as well as other players. We'll not get a chance to talk to Coach Matt Rhule again until Friday. So one more check before we get out of here. C-Dog wants to come. Yeah, again, I'll check with the problem with people not being able to join the stream. I really hate that. But hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting. Please hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 5,000. If you've already subscribed, hit the like button. It really helps me continue to do stuff like grow and get interviews with the players that you guys want. I think today somebody asked for Jeremy Chin. Could be wrong, but I probably will not have any more one-on-one interviews until next season because of this COVID outbreak. I don't imagine that we're going to be able to get close to the players again. All right, so hey, thank you everybody. See you later.